Back to the Crypto Report, everybody. I'm Crypto Kip, and today we are going to be talking about the word of the day, what everybody in the crypto Twitter spaces are saying right now. Everybody's talking about, yes, Brian Armstrong's tweet about the SEC and huge crackdown from Gary Gensler and the Securities Exchange Committee. It is happening, guys, right now. And yes, the market is coming down. And Crypto Kip, are you crazy? You got a smile on your face. Well, guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel more bullish than ever. If you guys are involved in crypto.com DeFi wallet, you are staking right now. Maybe you're staking your CRONOS tokens. I'm feeling good, folks. I'm feeling really good in a time where everybody's feeling scared. And so, yes, I am feeling like it's a great buying opportunity. Of course, folks, there could be more downside. We're going to take a look at the charts for you today. The crypto markets are down. But Blacksea and I are here to talk a little bit about it, why we're feeling good. How you doing, Blacksea? Good to have you back with me today.
I'm doing great. Yeah, I mean, I'm not stressing about the markets. Everybody sees a little bit of red and loses their mind, but we're holding above that $21,600 mark on Bitcoin, and as long as we stay above that, I'm still bullish. Like we're consolidating, and it's a bullish continuation as long as we get those weekly closes. 21,600.
We're gonna take a look at it. Yeah, guys, there's not really any reason to be panicking, running around with your head cut off today. Here, it's not great to see some negative news, but I really do want to talk about some of the crazy things here we've been looking at, guys. So if you like the content, smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel. Welcome, everybody. Nazar, good to have you in the chat. We got Francisco, we got Mr. Plant Profit, Super Zan. Let's get to it, fellas. Let's get to it. So take a peek here at the crypto market cap for the day, folks. Now we are at 1.018. Is that right now? $1.016 trillion, actually. That came down a little bit from when I was looking at it earlier today. Now, Blacksea, we've talked a lot about this on the channel. We've talked a lot about this. I said, hey, we broke out above this $1 trillion mark, and we broke above it. And I was saying over here and over here, hey, look out. There could be a test off the $1 trillion floor here. And it looks like...
Sure, let's bounce off that 1 trillion market cap for crypto and turn that resistance and put it into support. I mean, I totally can see that happening. I mean, that's kind of looking like what we're doing right now. I remember originally we were looking at that 1 trillion and 60 billion price range, but honestly, as long as we're above a trillion, let's create that, turn that resistance into support.
Yeah, I mean, I was really excited. I was looking at 1.2 trillion, and that was a beautiful level. But I always saw this $1 trillion level as a possibility here, and it makes sense, guys. Nothing goes straight up. We got to bounce in some black swanish type news like this, which I'll get to here in a minute. That comes out and you could see a bounce like this. Now, look over the last 3 months, guys. Remember this. Everybody always forgets so quickly. Blacksea, we were talking about this earlier. I mean, we have gone up $300 billion since the beginning of the year. Still, we're still so high up. We're still $200 billion plus from the beginning of the year.
Yeah, I mean, we've been trading down to the side. Like, I feel like people definitely forget. We've been trading down to the side for over 370 days. Like, we were due for some upside in the beginning of the year, and we're still significantly up. Like, we're like what Nazar said, we are due for a pullback. But I will say, I don't see a catastrophic pullback happening here as long as we're above 21,600. I'm going to sound like a broken record, but that is a really key price level, in my opinion, for bullish continuation. But, guys, we've been trading down to the side for so long, and coming up 40%, it's okay if we're still up 22%. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah. We're looking fine, folks. We're looking fine here. And yes, I mean, we got to all acknowledge this was a spooky bit of news, right? I mean, like, nobody liked this. You see the tweet come out, I think it was last night, and then you go to bed and you wake up in the morning and the market's crashing a little bit. And then there's other news that comes out that kind of supports the fears and stokes the flames and the fire that is the SEC cracking down, because Kraken, which we'll talk about here more in a minute. But look at some of these movers today. So, over the last 7 days, right? Bitcoin's down 7%. Ethereum's down 7%. Binance is down 5 to almost 6%. down, almost bouncing off $300. Don't be surprised if you see a bounce off of $300, right? Don't be a surprise. Where are you looking for a bounce on Bitcoin, Blacksea? How about that?
Honestly, 21,600. I think we might not even come down to that level. But the real question is if we just completely penetrate below that, then I'm gonna lean a little bit more bearish. Sorry to say, guys, but 21,600, but easy bounce off. Get a retest and resumption off of it.
Yep. Yeah, and guys, one thing we got to acknowledge here on the channel is we've been calling bottom on this channel since really, I mean, like, back here. I mean, we've been calling bottom on, well, we've been calling bottom since really like October, November of last year. And look, guys, we still feel really confident that bottom's in, but we've also said, there's always an opportunity for a black swan event, right? And there's always a chance for a double bottom. And so I'm feeling, still like 80-90% sure, hey, bottom's in. We're just kind of retracing. Nothing goes straight up. That being said, that's not financial advice, folks. And, the best strategy you can do during a bear market, and I'm talking about basically from here until we really start going up into a bull market, which really could be coming in the next 6 months to a year here. We look like we're on our way to that event. The best thing that we could be doing here, no matter what the price is doing, is buy consistently with a conservative amount of money, enough that you feel like you're willing to lose, right? And investing in projects that you believe in for the long term, because it's not about the day that Bitcoin's crashing and the day that it's going to the moon. It's about the days in between those days. And have you been gaining a position, right? Have you been entering this market? Because if you believe in crypto, right, and you believe that this is just one piece of news, and by the way, this is very specific, guys, to centralized exchanges, and we're going to get into that. But if you believe that the future of crypto is still here and FUD will roll off our shoulders, then what an incredible opportunity this dip is, and what a still incredible opportunity we have leading to this Bitcoin halving. Blacksea, I mean, it's amazing.
Buying anywhere from 20,000, anything 20,000 and below, whether it's 20,000 or $10,000 Bitcoin, amazing time to accumulate. I mean, if you believe in crypto being here in the long time for the long haul, you buying Bitcoin at 20K or anything under 20K is just perfect. It's an amazing buying zone. No one is going to time the bottom and just put all their money in at the bottom. To be quite frank, you probably would make more money if you were just DCAing as you were going down than doing that, because you're probably going to miss the bottom and end up buying at 50K when Bitcoin gets back there.
Odds are you're going to miss the bottom. Odds are you're going to miss the top. But if you're constantly buying while it's low and selling when it's high, relatively, you're going to do probably the best job you can do in crypto. And so we talk about that all the time for you guys here on the channel. That's a great point, Blacksea. I'm just so excited. I mean, we have so much time to accumulate still, and we'll talk more about kind of, the history and the trend and where we are at in this trend, because really hasn't changed. We talk about it a lot, but I know we still got bulls here in the chat. Benny Blue Eyes, good of you to join us. My brother David, good to have you in the chat. The car guy, good to have you. I think that's a new face there in the chat. Welcome to the Crypto Report, folks. Welcome. So that's Bitcoin right now. I guess let's take a peek here at Crocoin before we get to some of the news. Tonic is really falling down, but guys, it's a very low cap altcoin. That is the risk. And honestly, lower that thing falls, the better a buying opportunity. Again, long-term vision. When a bull market's really here, it's these altcoins that could start to fly, right? As long as they're good projects, as long as you have a reason to believe in them. But let's take a peek here. 7.5 cents almost for Crocoin right now. Tough to watch, but you know what? More buying opportunities again. It's the same thing. If Bitcoin's doing what Bitcoin's doing, and look how sideways this is, really. Look at how sideways this chart is over the last year. We came down, boom, sideways. Accumulation throughout this whole zone. You could have a big bag of crow come dollar crow, which still believing, right? Still believing.
Yeah, we're still trading perfectly in the channel of 10 cents to 5.5 cents. Great accumulation zone on Chrono. So it's good. It's a great time to buy.
Yep. And here's the year to date, right? This is from January 1. So you got to ask yourselves too, for anybody feeling kind of scared out there, how's it been so far this year? It's been pretty good. And how you sitting right now? You're sitting pretty. I mean, all things considered, Bitcoin was up 40% month of January. Crocoin's still up about probably 30%, just like Bitcoin right now. all things considered, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. So I think they want to get into it, Blacksea. I think that we got to start talking about the down and dirty and what happened here today with this whole Gary Gensler, Brian Armstrong, public outcry of the DeFi crushing rumors. And here's the thing. Everybody's worried about DeFi right now, but that's not really what the conversation is. And so we gotta kind of separate two things here. Okay, so this is the big portion of the video where we gotta separate two things here, because just like anybody on the chat, I'm sure we all kind of felt this like, oh, I hate this story. The U.S. is cracking down on crypto. They're gonna crush us, right? This is what you might feel on a gut reaction. But Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong came out on Twitter yesterday, and he was talking about how the SEC could put a ban on crypto staking. Now, let's look at the tweet. We're hearing rumors that the SEC would like to get rid of crypto staking in the U.S. for retail customers. Retail customers. That is you and that is me. I hope that that's not the case, says Brian Armstrong, as I believe it would be a terrible path for the U.S. if that was allowed to happen. Now, that would be a terrible path for the U.S. because the less money that people are making in crypto, the less money they get on taxes. But there is an argument to be had where the government and the banks are so much in bed together that they don't want bank-like competitors coming to existence, where Brian Armstrong would then feel threatened because they've got a staking product, right? And a lot of other product exchanges have staking products as well. But what we got to notice, folks, is that these staking products that are under fire right now from the SEC, these are from centralized entities, right? And that's not really what crypto's about. Those are the onboarding ramps for sure. And you could say, well, Crypto Kip, are you bashing crypto.com right now? Well, no, I'm not. I am actually bashing the crypto.com earn product, which I think crypto.com is aware of that risk, which is why they've been pulling the earn rates that you and I can earn down and been pushing more towards DeFi. But do you get what I'm saying, Blacksea? I mean, I'm going to pull up some of these companies that I'm talking about here, but like just out of the gate, I mean, they're not talking about DeFi really here. I mean, that's not what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I would say that the biggest problem I have with all of this is, first off, this is just the U.S. The United States is not the entire world, I will say. But I will say that they play an important role in the macroeconomics of the world. And I do really think that if the U.S. does this, it will severely negatively impact the U.S. when it comes to crypto adoption and innovation. And emphasis on innovation, it's going to put all the crypto innovation overseas, which will put the United States in a bad position. And I think all in all, that's a bad thing when it comes to the U.S. government. I think it's bad for United States citizens. It's bad for people that live in the U.S.
Yeah, and here's another thing to consider. Let's say that, it doesn't all go overseas and that the U.S. still takes a big position. Well, how could that be possible if they box out retail investors? Because they're only clearly looking to block out retail investors, you and me, which doesn't include, and I think it was
that gets
Lark
me going.
Davis did a great tweet earlier today, and it was like, okay, SEC bans U.S. customers from earn products, okay, and then like 1, 2, 3, go. BlackRock launches staking pool for Ethereum. And like, if it's not you and me, the institutions can still do it, and they will probably in a big way, which does not help the decentralization for crypto overall. I mean, that wouldn't be a good thing for crypto, and it wouldn't be a good thing for you and me. And really, I mean, that wouldn't stop Ethereum though.
It's absolutely despicable. It's absolutely and utterly despicable. Like because that's what would happen. I love the saying, there's a club and you and I are not in it.
Not in it.
We're not allowed in it. They don't want us in it. And they want to just capitalize on us. And how do they do that? They don't let us have access to this amazing technology, and they keep it all themselves. And they say, "Hey guys, well, pay a fee, and then we'll do it for you." It's absolutely disgusting.
Smash the like button if you think the institutions have an unfair advantage over the retail investors, at least in the United States, because that's honestly how I feel. But for you and me, there's still hope, and we're going to get into it, guys. I do feel good about crypto.com still, as people are getting scared today. I do still feel good, not only about the centralized exchange, but I feel very good, and I could even say I want to double down on my excitement behind the CRONOS chain and Ethereum. Yes, proof of stake. I still feel good. So let's talk a little bit about why, guys. But, here's another piece to this from Brian Armstrong. Staking is a really important innovation in crypto. It allows users to participate directly in running open crypto networks. Staking brings many positive improvements to the space, including scalability, increased security, and reduced carbon footprints. So what's crazy to me is the government comes out all the time and they talk about, reducing carbon footprints, and proof of stake, when it came to Ethereum, helped a lot in the negative environmental impact that Ethereum was having, which could kind of help, calm down some of the people that were scared about the environmental impact. And gotta note, there was a significant, environmental impact for crypto, for Bitcoin. But then you look at it in comparison to the amount of environmental impact and carbon footprint of like a banking industry. Guys, the banking industry uses just as much carbon as Bitcoin, if not more, and it's actually more. The scalability here that he's talking about is extremely important. And with a centralized entity, they can only scale so much. And this blockchain technology is miraculous. And certainly some of these big centralized entities could, adopt blockchain technology. But then they're still the gatekeeper, right? They're still a middleman. And that's what crypto is about. And let's get a little further into this one.
I need to comment on that. Because, it's like, what do you want us to do here? It's like, you say that we are creating too many, in quotes, greenhouse gases, too many carbon emissions from proof of work. So we're going to move everything to proof of stake. Oh, now proof of stake isn't allowed. What do you want us to do here? Like, it gets me so heated, because at the end of the day, what they're trying to do, they don't want you to use crypto. They don't want you to be able to use it. That's what it is. They're trying to get rid of it. They're attacking crypto. They're not being blatant about it yet, but if you read between the lines here, guys, they want crypto gone. They want it gone, and they're doing everything they can. And you know what? If the United States succeeds in this, they're going to put themselves in a really, really bad place when it comes to financial innovation. And it just blows my mind, because guys, mining's bad. It's bad for the environment. And then everyone's like, okay, everyone in the crypto space is like logically like, okay, well, how about we put lots and lots of time and effort into moving to proof of stake, guys? Then the government comes back and goes, guys, you can't use proof of stake. It's illegal. It's dangerous for the retail investor. It just gets me so fired up.
Well, they clearly need you to pay to play, and that's just how they're going to do it. But they might want to battle crypto all they want. I just don't think they're going to win this fight. And I'm going to lay out the case. You said read between the lines. We do got to read between the lines here. We got to read between the lines both on the bullish side, on the bearish side, and on the factual side, and on the FUD side. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. I was looking at the story today, and you look at the words that Brian Armstrong uses to describe, the threat. Then you start looking at some of these other headlines. And here's the one that really lit people on fire today. It was the Brian Armstrong tweet, and then today, this article that you see on the screen came out. And it says, Kraken pays a $30 million fine and shuts down crypto staking in the US. What a huge headline. But here's what I want to highlight for you guys. Again, Kraken is a centralized entity. The CRONOS blockchain is the CRONOS blockchain. Ethereum's blockchain is the Ethereum blockchain. Guys, these are their own world. These are not companies. Kraken is a company. So the SEC wants to threaten staking? Absolutely. Do I think they're going to do it? Absolutely. Do I think they're going to succeed in crushing some staking programs here in the US, especially? Absolutely. But that's not bearish, believe it or not, at least for CRONOS, at least for some of these decentralized platforms. And here's why, guys. because you can't shut down these staking pools across the globe, right? You can't shut down these DeFi wallets, really, even. You can shut down Kraken because Kraken's a company. It's a company here in the US, and they're getting fined by the US government because they're offering an earn feature that they manage. They manage this earn feature. This is not the same thing as DeFi staking in the crypto.org chain and the crypto.com DeFi wallet. It's not the same thing. And the same thing goes for Ethereum wallets and Solana wallets. It's the same concept here. And so while the government might want to shut down our gateways and our portals of putting our money into crypto and taking our money out of crypto and putting it back in our bank, which is clearly something they're trying to do because you hear all the narratives about the banks too, that they're threatening, the government's threatening the banks from getting in touch with these crypto companies. There's a clear difference, guys, between a Kraken and a crypto.com DeFi wallet and a MetaMask wallet and utilizing Uniswap on the Ethereum blockchain.
Yeah, you're spot on with that, because you know what is so beautiful about crypto is decentralization. And you know why it's so beautiful is because you cannot shut down decentralization. They may try, and they're going to be successful with shutting down some of these centralized exchanges offering these products. But if there's a decentralized liquidity pool, they're not going to be able to do it. Maybe they'll block it out on the internet. Maybe they'll do that out of the US. Then guess what? Everyone else in the world can still use it. Maybe I'll go to Mexico and use it. Maybe my business in Mexico will do that. It's very, very interesting because they're not going to be able to do anything about it. And I saw in the comments here in the chat, someone said, I think Michael said, I think it's all BS. It won't happen, and they would be stupid to even try. Won't happen. I agree. But I don't think that they won't try. I think they're definitely going to try. That's
they're
what
trying
doing
right
now.
now. I mean,
exactly. They're trying right now, but they cannot be successful in shutting down decentralized staking. It's impossible.
Yeah, it really is, and that's a really, really important thing to think about, guys. And here's the other piece. Read this. Kraken will continue to offer staking outside the U.S. via a separate subsidiary. You look at the FTX case, and they were set up in a Bohemian island, and then you have, you got all the different entities. There's FTX US, there's FTX Turkey, there's FTX Bahamas, there's there's different entities, and so they can operate in different countries legally, so long as those countries' SECs or whatever governing bodies they have over exchange securities and an SEC-like entity in another country, as long as they're not cracking down on Kraken, they can still offer this product. And so again, the U.S. will be missing out on just, having innovation here, people competing, right? More businesses competing. But I think the big thing is, and we're going to talk about this one here in a bit too, is USD coin, right? Or in USDT coin and stable coin staking that you could do in these centralized exchanges. I think the government and definitely banks and, countries that use the bonds market here feel threatened by crypto. If you can earn more yield in a centralized exchange on a stable coin, then what's to incentivize somebody to get involved in the bonds market, which is extremely boring, and it's very important with the interest rates in the country, but it's a very important mechanism for our economy, but it's also kind of like part of the old guard, right? Like this is part of the old world, and so this new world's coming, and they want to resist it. But again, it's not DeFi. It's a centralized entity, right? It's not you and me. It's Kraken, right? Versus it's Kraken versus the banks, essentially. And who wins, Kraken or the banks? Like, not that they're going to get shut down, right? But they have to comply. So they're moving staking out of the U.S. Other countries will allow it to continue to happen, most likely.
That's why I keep going back to it's going to be available outside the U.S. And, I will also say, I've seen some arguments of people saying, well, I guess it's time to move out of the U.S. Guys, and a lot of people will say, well, that not everybody can do that. And that's true. Not everybody can do that or is willing to do that. But I will also say on top of that, though, that there are many people that will do that. And those people have money. And the government in the United States do not want their money leaving the country. There will come a tipping point where where the government will realize, whoa, we need to do something about this. People are leaving. I mean, look at California and Texas. People moving out of California into Texas because they don't want to live there because the government. That happens all
It
over the
is
world.
real.
The money moves. The money moves if it's not a good place to stay.
It's real. They are moving. That's why you see like states that are income tax friendly, right? There's a huge magnet to those places, and you see infrastructure developing around these places, and there's apartment complexes being built. And frankly, if the U.S. wants to box these people out, you're exactly right, Blacksea. It's not only a brain drain, but it's a bank account drain too, and that's not good for American banks, and just frankly, it's not good for the U.S. economy. I think they're going to see the mistake here. I think they're going to see that it's unstoppable. And I think, to some of the people that are saying, yeah, I mean, this could just be FUD too, right? I think everybody reacts. But very important to note, guys, that it's Kraken, okay? Here's another one. SEC moved against Genesis and Gemini for the crypto earn programs. Again, centralized exchange, not a blockchain, not a CRONOS, not an Ethereum. It's Gemini. It's Genesis and Gemini. It's the Winklevoss twins company. Another example, well, this is the Winklevoss twins, and still they're trying to get out of this, right? They're still trying to dig themselves out of this hole with $100 million Genesis bankruptcy recovery, like fractions of what they actually ended up losing, right? Or maybe they'll make customers whole, but meantime, it's been pain. They shut down the earn program. The Genesis program with Gemini is done, and so they're trying to kind of recover from this. The centralized exchanges that are going for these earn products are the ones getting hit. Now, clearly crypto.com has one as well, but they haven't gotten hit, and I'll talk about that in a second. You remember Celsius is having trouble. They were propping up their own token with the token that they offered. They have had some problems with the SEC. And so again, centralized entities that the SEC wants to come against. And another one, Paxos, a stablecoin issuer getting taxed by the New York regulators. I can keep going, guys, and that's why I lined up a bunch for you. A Nexo settlement. Why? Because of a crypto lending. Nexo's another exchange. These are centralized entities, folks. And so don't be fooled, guys. Don't be fooled. Crypto.com has an earn program. But here's the thing you got to know. The rewards on that earn program have been getting dropped insanely. And I think there's a very strong reason for that. If you look at crypto.com, guys, and you see what they're doing when it comes to regulation and compliance, they just recently shut down a product in Canada because Canada didn't allow it. And so they said, okay, no problem. They shut it down. They didn't want to have an issue. Okay. And so that could definitely happen to the earn program. And I'm just going to come out and say that. That could happen to the earn program for crypto.com. But as you've seen lately from our content and from some of the other YouTubers out there, and if you've just been following the social medias for crypto.com, they are pushing DeFi so hard. Why would you stay in the crypto.com main app anyway in the earn program that the SEC wants to come after and earn 0.2% on your Bitcoin when you could go to the DeFi app and hold your CRONOS and you could earn 11% on your CRONOS, which would be spectacular. And even on Bitcoin, I think you can get a equal or better yield than the DeFi app for your Bitcoin as well. So that's the real point here, guys. And so I think everybody's panicking, but here's the thing. If these earn programs start shutting down and investors like you and me and crypto holders across the market, Blacksea, if these competitors to the CRONOS chain and to the Ethereum staking pools and to Avalanche and to Solana and to all these other DeFi projects where you can stake your money to earn in these DeFi wallets, if they lose the competition and the competition like Nexo and Kraken and Gemini and these earn programs that are centralized get crushed, that gives them that much more of a market to actually pump more, to be honest with you. That's why I'm more bullish than ever.
I back that. I back that idea. And, I really recognize Crypto.com's ability to follow regulation and turn on a dime when, like you said, for example, with Canada, when they said, hey, we're not allowing this, Crypto.com said, okay, it's gone, just like that. And that's really notable because I remember back when the crazy FUD was happening right after FTX collapsed, people were talking about, Crypto.com is next, Crypto.com is next. And then you start to actually look into Crypto.com and you realize that they have the most licenses than any other exchange out there. They have followed regulation to a T, to a T. And I recognize that. I think that that is very, very powerful.
It's very powerful. You go to the website, guys, you'll see it all right here. They are the leader in regulatory compliance right now. They have done way more, even than Binance, guys. And that being said, I'm not saying they're going to flip Binance necessarily, but look, there's big players here. There's players that are doing it right. There's players that aren't making headlines. And I think crypto.com's been drawn back this earn product because they saw this coming. I think all the exchanges saw this coming, and maybe some of them were just kind of holding on to see if this was going to blow over, and some of them were doing something about it. You know, you could still earn an insane amount on your USD coin and Celsius before they shut it down. You can't do that on crypto.com anymore. You can't earn. You used to be able to earn like 16% APY if you staked for like a year or something on the crypto.com mainnet. It was crazy. It was amazing. Well, they realized that that wasn't sustainable, and they realized that regulators were going to come in and say, we're not going to do that. And so, guys, when you look at the products on the crypto.com website, this is the only one that I think, you got to keep an eye on. It's the crypto earn feature. And I think the Visa cards are fine. I'm going to be curious to see, though, Blacksea, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on the rewards they give you for the Visa cards. Maybe that's a different agreement because of the way the transaction goes versus like an earn feature. But I think that the crypto earn feature is the one we got to look out for. But you look at what you can earn here. They say you can earn 4.5%, but it's up to a certain dollar threshold, and there's a lot of restrictions. So I think they're trying to keep it conservative. I'm just not that concerned about it, frankly, to be honest with you. And I think really as they continue to lower these, more people are going to go to DeFi, which is going to be fantastic. And developers are going to notice that. They're going to notice the TVL going. Maybe the TVL is going to go down a little bit here in the short term because of the fear with this news. But I think long run, it's going to go up. And I think developers are going to notice that. And hopefully they're going to flock to the exchanges, to the chains like CRONOS, maybe Avalanche, Solana, more to Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to lose market share to like Binance and to CRONOS and to Phantom and some of these other protocols out there. But you know what I'm saying, Blacksea? I mean, I really do feel more bullish on this.
I have two separate thoughts about that. First of all, I want to talk about the cards. So I think that they need to come out with some new perks for the cards. Otherwise, I don't really see the point of having the cards. And I am a rose gold card holder. I have paid my dues and I have that card. And I will say as a rose gold card holder that I would like to see some more benefits, because the main benefits were all about the staking rewards in my personal opinion. But that being said, all you got to do is move to DeFi and get those earn rewards. But on top of that, there's two ways you need to look at this, because, well, yes, you can earn that on the CRONOS DeFi app, okay, but why do you want CRO at that point if you don't need CRO to get the product from crypto.com? So I think it's a double-edged sword, really. I think that you can still make the percent gains on your CRO by putting in the DeFi wallet, but at the same time, it is pulling some funding away from from crypto.com. So I think it's a give and take, really. I would really like to see crypto.com come out with some more benefits so that people want to buy those cards more.
Yeah, and at the same time, I think they got to be careful, though, right? I mean, like that's the big thing here is we watch this SEC crackdown, and I think the biggest reason that we're losing all these benefits is because they got to watch their back with Uncle Sam and with Gary Gensler, who was in the back pocket of corrupt Sam Bankman-Fried, who bribed congressmen and gets off on bail and all this. I just like, I wouldn't want to be, a centralized exchange right now. I wouldn't want to feel the pressure of the government breathing down my back, especially the monster that the U.S. government is. But I do think that the exchanges like crypto.com and Binance that have embraced DeFi are going to come out ahead. I think they come out ahead, and I think the competitors that didn't take that approach missed an opportunity, and you might see more of these groups, Kraken, who knows, come out with like a DeFi project if they survive.
Yeah, I could back that. I think that Honestly, I think all these exchanges should have a DeFi-esque platform. I think that would not only protect them, but I think that it shows that they're not super greedy and kind of in a way. So I think that it will benefit the exchanges, the centralized exchanges, if they have a DeFi section.
Yep. Yep. Reggie, I see you on the chat. I see JG. JG's got a problem, though, with DeFi. I want to talk a little bit about that. The only problem with DeFi is the 28-day unlock period. Well, you know what? I can understand that, but if you don't like the lock period, JG, then maybe it isn't for you. But there's a way to kind of work around that strategically, right? I mean, I think a lot of people that stake are long-term holders, right? I think staking is a good thing, right? Because you're supporting the validators, you're supporting the transactions. The whole point of staking is to provide liquidity into these markets, to provide into these pools so that basically, you know, the network can solve this blockchain, right? They can solve all the transactions. You know, you guys, we need to power these pools, and we need to make sure that these transactions can be solved in the network. And that's the mechanism that staking is. And so, you know, when you put it in there, that's important. If you want to contribute, if you believe in the future of the blockchain, you can manage the 28-day unlock period. It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant, but it's manageable. And so if you're here for the long term, right, you got to keep in mind too, short-term capital gains tax versus long-term capital gain tax. If you hold an asset for under a year, you get taxed more towards 30%. If you hold that asset for a year or longer, you get taxed around 15%. It depends on your tax bracket. But there's a actual financial benefit to holding something for the long term. And besides the tax benefit, strategies show long-term holders of things that are, you know, real projects you believe in, products that are here and real, and they lasting companies. Long-term investing is a great strategy. So, you know, say you got a big bag of CRO and you're scared of the 28-day unlock period. And well, we kind of know where the market cycles are. We talk about it a lot on the channel. Nothing's a sure bet. But you can scale out, right? Maybe you take half out, you know, when you're feeling the urge to maybe the selling opportunities coming up. You take half out of the staking. You can still hold it there. In 28 days, it'll be unlocked. You'll have some unlocked. You'll have some that's still locked up. But, you know, it doesn't stop me, and I don't think it's going to stop a lot of people. How do you feel about the unbonding period, you know, on DeFi, Blacksea?
If you don't like it, then you should probably look for a little bit less of returns and use something like Uniswap. That's what I think, to be honest. But everyone's got a different strategy. Everyone's got a different strategy, and you should do what works best for your strategy.
Yeah.
Personally, like I don't mind the 28-day lockup period. I mean, I would do the 3-month terms on crypto.com all day long. A few months ago, or the past year, I should say, I was doing those. And because I knew I was holding it for the long term. But let's say, I will say, because I knew we were in a bear market. But let's say we're in the bull market. Well, maybe that 28-day lockup period looks a little different to my strategy when we're in a bull market, where I think we're going to move up fast and we could come down in a split second. So maybe my strategy is going to be a little bit different then.
That's a great point, and I'll chime in on that and follow up with. I'm going to tell you guys straight up. I will have all of my CRO unlocked and unstaked before we get to $1, no matter what. I will click the button at least to try to get it ahead of the 28-day unbonding period. And I'm most likely going to be I'm most likely going to be unstaking 50% at 50 cents, right? Probably going to unstake 50% at 50 cents. And then maybe, hey, 10% here, 10% here, 25% here. And then kind of, you know, really starting all-time highs and really starting all-time highs, just increasingly doing that, right? You got to come up with a strategy. You know, everybody's got their own strategy. We'll keep talking about what our strategies are. If you guys like this content, by the way, do us a favor, smash up the like button. If you're on your mobile phone, X out of the chat, smash up the like. It really, really helps us in the long term. We want to keep coming to you guys with these videos we do every day. We love crypto. We love the future of crypto. We want everybody out in the chat right now to buy a Lambo next bull run, which we know is coming up, folks. What a tough day it's been, too. This was killer news. Nobody liked this news. This almost felt like, Blacksea, did this kind of feel FTX-ish to you? Is that too big to say?
It's no FTX. It's no FTX, but I will say I felt a little bit of pressure from this. Definitely, I could see people were panicking a little bit, and I think also at the same time, people are like kind of thinking, "Oh, we've been green for a while, guys. Oh, there's some bad news. We
Oh,
probably should tank." And then we came down a couple thousand, and people were overreacting. But this might be a nothing burger. This might be it right here. That
yeah.
okay, these centralized exchanges are gonna start cutting their earn, and that's that. And I also think that a lot of these exchanges are preemptively cutting their earn products because let's be honest here, the exchanges probably are making money on the side themselves by using these earn products. So and they probably don't want to be scrutinized by the SEC. So they want to prepare without even they're looking over the horizon and saying, well, we see these rumors happening. Maybe we should get ahead of the game here and just cut this so nobody has to investigate this at all. And maybe that's really what's going on.
I'm sorry, world leaders and people with all the money in the world, you don't like retail investors doing staking? That's fine. We'll just let you do it instead. Does that
Yep.
work?
Of course, of course.
Oh, it's just, oh, it makes me sick. Okay, guys, here. I'm so bullish on DeFi, guys. I wanted to show you guys. We've talked about it on the channel. This is an empty crypto.com DeFi desktop wallet. You can download the crypto.com DeFi app on your mobile device. That's where I have all of my CRO staked on my mobile phone in my real crypto.com DeFi wallet, but I made a pretend crypto.com DeFi wallet where I have 0 CRO in it just to show you guys a couple things about this app. And I'm so bullish on it, so I want to show you guys, if you still want to stake, if you're feeling up to it and you believe in it and you're not scared of the 28-day unbonding period, all you got to do, guys, is download this app. On the desktop, it looks like this. It is a little different looking on the mobile, but you can figure it out. You go to staking, guys. All you got to do is delegate some funds. You click on the validator address tab here. It'll give you an option of validator addresses, which you can look through here. You can see the APY. You can see the commission, the fees in the pool. You can see the voting power, and so you can see how much CRO is staked in these pools. And you can kind of start to filter through. Pick an APY that works for you. Bigger pools are safer, but also we want more decentralization. So don't only support the bigger pools, folks. You want to make sure we're diversifying the power of these pools as well by diversifying into different ones. But here you go. Everybody talks about the 10, 11% APY you can earn on your CRO. This is it. What you do is I'm just going to pick a random one meaninglessly. You pick one of them. You pick how much CRO you want to put in. I want to put in 100 million CRO, bajillion CRO. That's what I want to put in. And then you would review it, and then you'd submit it, and then it would cost you 1 to 2 CRO maybe to stake it then in the crypto.org chain. And congratulations, then you are staking your 100 bajillion CRO, and you're earning, thousands of CRO a day. Actually, at that point, you would be. So, depending on how much you guys have, you can earn 11% APY. You can collect it twice a day, 5 times a day, once a day, once a week, once a month, however you guys want to compound it. It's a great tool to earn your money. It's a great tool to earn some money, guys. And it's awesome. I am buying right now a heck of a lot of Tonic tokens, and it's great because Tonic's going down today with this CRO that I'm earning on my mobile app, crypto.com DeFi wallet. But it's absolutely spectacular. I mean, it's just absolutely spectacular. It's super easy to use. So smash the like button if you guys love that DeFi app. And here's the other thing, guys. Look, Ethereum, Tron, Binance Smart Chain, Arbitrum, Polygon, Avalanche, Optimism, Phantom, CRONOS, Mixin. There are so many different chains with so much money locked up in these. And you can see the one-day change. Look, all these are down a little bit. CRONOS is actually only down 2.66%, while Ethereum is down 6.13%, which is interesting. So people are kind of moving in and out of these right now. Right now there's fear. People are moving out. Look, Kraken, Gemini, Nexo, all these other exchanges with their own products, those competitions, they're moving out of the way. And these blockchains right here, these smart contract plays where you can lock your funds up and contribute into these staking pools, these are going to grow, folks. And so you got a lot of opportunity here. Of course, we love CRONOS. We love the CRONOS ecosystem. We love the crypto.com products. We're feeling really good about this. I mean, these are the projects that you got to look at, right, Blacksea?
Yeah, I totally think that this is a perfect place. You should look at DeFi Llama always to see kind of what's going on. And I love looking at DeFi Llama to see if where Kronos is standing and how much market share we're going to make towards how much closer we can get to Ethereum and Binance. Really, that's what I mainly look at.
Yeah. Yeah. Guys, we're feeling good, and so is the Ethereum co-founder. Joe Lubin says, and he's the co-founder of Ethereum, says no chance that Ethereum is classified as a security. The Consensus founder and Ethereum co-founder said it's as unlikely as ride-sharing service Uber becoming illegal. Because that's really what this is, guys. It's actually one of the conversations that I use all the time. Well, what's Ethereum anyway? What can you do with Ethereum? One day they're going to come out with a Ethereum, a Uber built on the Ethereum platform. Uber was a revelation in modern commerce here with transportation, because the taxi was one thing. It was a taxi company, and now it's just regular people deciding to hop on the road with their car. Yes, they got to get vetted or whatever, and yes, they work for the company Uber, but it is very, very close to just cutting out the middleman. Of course, Uber still took their fees, but imagine a Uber on the Ethereum blockchain. This is innovative. This is what we need. We want to cut out the middleman, unnecessary fees from companies that oftentimes, guys, we can't trust, okay? We can't trust, but we can trust, honestly, each other, at least in mass, right? If we can see that people on a blockchain voted that this Uber driver is terrible or this Uber driver is good, I'm going to trust that more than Uber's ratings that they present to me from their centralized entity that is the Uber app. So I'm really excited about this. And nope, look, guys, this came out right after all this FUD. People are scared. Ethereum's crashing right now. But the fact of the matter is this: Ethereum's not a company. It's not a company. It's not a centralized entity. And DeFi, the government said it. They can't touch it. The SEC cases that we see over and over and over again, it's Nexo. It's all these other companies. It's Gemini, right? It's all these other companies, guys. It's Kraken. All these companies that are centralized entities, it's not DeFi. I'm just feeling bullish, Blacksea. The fear and greed index, I think this is going to go down a little bit more. I think it kind of is a lagging indicator, right?
Of course, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow that we were at 50.
Yeah, and guys, remember, these are buying opportunities. As this starts to go lower, you look to buy it. Could there be a new bottom in the crypto market? Maybe. I don't think so. Blacksea and we both don't think so, but it's not financial advice, guys. The best thing we can do is dollar cost average, because this is what Bitcoin and crypto look like. Over time, it goes up. If you look at the last 100 years for the S&P 500, it goes up on average roughly 7% year over year, whatever that statistic is. Bitcoin and crypto, they're probably going to do the same thing. Crypto's here to stay, folks. Look at the opportunity you still have, even if this comes back down into the blue band, which again, we don't believe it will. What an incredible opportunity you still have. This is really going to be the peak of the market, guys. Sometime in November of 2024, right around there, give or take 3 to 6 months. It's going to be in there somewhere. And so you still got a good 6 months of buying, folks. And it's exactly what Blacksea and I are going to be doing. Keep it simple, guys. Just like CZ's tweet, educate yourself. Look at companies with compliance, companies that have products and services. Ignore the FUD, fake news, attacks. What a great tweet this was, Blacksea. This sums up the year. He predicted this year, didn't he?
Yeah, if anybody were to know what was going to happen, it would be CZ. He owns the biggest exchange in the world, and I really like to look at Binance and CZ and see what they're doing, because honestly, you can learn a lot. And CZ actually has some pretty knowledgeable things when he's tweeting. That's what I like to pay attention to, what he has to say.
You got to pay attention to what they all say, folks. We got to pay attention to these CEOs. Even Brian Armstrong, even if he fudded it, he's the one. He brought us down today, caused some fear. John, hey, he said he thought he was subscribed and he just subscribed. Thanks for the sub. Appreciate it, brother. If you guys haven't subscribed, make sure you guys do. We are giving away $1,000 worth of Bitcoin when we hit 10,000 subscribers. We're really close, and so you could have a chance at that. We're also giving away a loaded lion here on the channel, which we're excited about. Speaking of which, Main City's coming out. They just announced it, folks. Q2 of 2023. This was a big tweet today, so this is very, very exciting. They announced in Q2 there is going to be a metaverse for the loaded lions, and so that's why I got myself a loaded lion. This will be me hanging out in my land, guys. And we're giving away a loaded lion to one of you when we hit 25,000 subscribers on the channel. So make sure you subscribe. If you are a member on the channel, like my brothers out there, Nazar, Benny, Meows, we got Slay Maven if he's out there in the chat. We got the whole crew, Benny Blue Eyes. If you guys are a member like that, you get additional entries towards this, 10 entries per month. For every month you are a member on the channel. If you want to become a member on the channel, all you got to do is go to our YouTube channel and join right here. Also, in the link in the description down below. What else we got for them, Blacksea? What else? You got some parting words here? Anything else you want to talk to the crew about?
Yeah, I will say that if you do become a member, also you get access to our private Discord where we have NFT Alpha, NFT whitelist spot giveaways, trade signals, and more one-on-one community with Crypto Kip and I. But thanks so much for watching, guys. I love doing these live streams. I love making these videos for you. Smash that like button, and thanks for watching.
Absolutely, guys. We're excited. Benny, what's classified as Q2? It's the second couple months. It's the second set of months here of the year. It's what do you got? April, May, June, I think is what it is. April, May, June. So get ready, folks. So good to have you guys all with us. Johnny, I'm sorry I got your name wrong, but we appreciate all you guys. Thanks for watching. Blacksea, we had a lot of fun today. That's all we got, folks. I'm Crypto Kip. This is the Crypto Report. Don't forget to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, CROFAM, you got to remember, even on the days where it's tough, to DCA, HODL, and of course, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.